is now 4 o'clock, 1600 hours. The meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners is now called to order. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner: posted on the Atlantic County website, published in the press of Atlantic City, and mailed to the Hamilton Gazette, and has been posted on the bulletin board in the county office building in Atlantic City, still with the building in Northfield, and the county clerk's office. This time we'll have our opening prayer.
Oh, Heavenly Father, grant us the wisdom to walk in your light and the courage to accept the responsibilities placed on us. Grant that our principles may be sound, our decisions wise, and our performance in office faithful. Amen.
Amen. Please join with me in saluting the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Chairman Commissioner Days is attending virtually today. Bertino,
Here.
Burns.
Here.
R. Days.
Here.
C. Days. Kern,
Here.
Parker,
Present.
Ruffio.
Here.
Schenker,
Yes.
Risley.
Here. Okay. We've been provided a copy of the minutes from the July 7th meeting, and I will entertain a motion at this time to adopt them as presented.
Moved. Second.
Been moved and second. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bertino,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days. Kern,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Ruffio.
Yes.
Schenker,
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. In accordance with the recently adopted ordinance updating our bylaws of the Board of Commissioners, there will be an early public comment period regarding items on the agenda only. If you would like the opportunity to address the board regarding any resolution listed on today's agenda prior to the board's discussing, please make your notice at the time of the public comment period. Anyone attending in person who would like to speak regarding an agenda item or at a public comment, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, state your name and the town where you reside. You will be provided up to 3 minutes to speak during each public comment period. If you are attending virtually and would like to speak, please raise your hand during the agenda item or at public comment at the end of the meeting. I will call upon your name and request to unmute will be sent. Please state your name and the town you reside. You'll be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. At this time, the early public portion of this meeting is open to the public. Does anyone have any comments regarding any agenda item on today's agenda? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public period. Second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, our first order of business is scholarships. It's always a happy time. The New Jersey Association of Counties, which we belong to, of course, with the different sponsors of that organization, has provided scholarship money to our young people. So with that, I'd like to call upon Dr. Phil Gunther to present.
Thank you, Chairman Risley, and I want to thank the New Jersey Association of Counties, which Atlantic County is a active member of, for their generosity. They give out a number of scholarships each year, and they are, without a doubt, a huge help for our students who are entering college next year. As everyone knows, college is more challenging from a financial perspective than probably ever before. So I know the students and the parents who are here this evening greatly appreciate the scholarship. I'd like to introduce our Assistant Superintendent, former principal of ACIT, Joe Paquet, who will introduce the students, if that's okay.
That is
And
fine.
talk a little bit about where they're going next year for school and the scholarships I believe that they're going to receive. You will announce which scholarships they are receiving.
We have a list.
Then, of course, they'll get some pictures with the commissioners. And once again, it's because of your active membership in the New Jersey Association of Counties that this is possible. And it's funding that's coming into Atlantic County that really helps our students. Mr. Paquet?
Thank you, Dr. Gunther. All right, so I have this. I'll move right over here. Put these here. So first we have Jason Chia, who is receiving the Amazon Scholarship. Jason's attending Rutgers University next year. She was in our health science program. I believe, Jason, you were also in our top 10, correct?
Yes.
So come on up. Graduating in our top 10 out of a class of 430.
Wow. Wow.
You can stand up there with the picture.
Please.
Next, AT&T scholarship, and I don't see him here, is Yusef Abdallah. Yusef, I did not see here. Yusef is attending, he was also our senior class president, got to speak at graduation, did a great job. He's attending Rutgers University. He was in a computer science program at ACIT. Next is receiving the American Council of Engineering Companies of New Jersey, Bradley Moises, who is in our Ames program, engineering. He is attending Rowan University. Come on up. Congratulations. Next, receiving the Investors Bank, Edie Upe, who is in health science, who will be attending Stockton University. Also Investors Bank, it looks like, is Victoria Tran, who I did not see here today as well. Victoria is attending Rutgers University, and she was in our Ames program, engineering program. Next, NJM Insurance Group Award, Amelie Perez, who is in computer science, who will be attending NJIT next year. And also, who is not here, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. SHI International Corporation. Next, James Van, who is attending Rowan University, who's in computer science. And last but not least, who's not here, Sarah Rich, who is in our Air Force JROTC, receiving the South Jersey Industry Scholarship. She will be attending the College of New Jersey next year. I would like to reiterate Dr. Gunther's sentiments and how grateful we are. And I'll say, as a South Jersey resident, Atlantic County resident, our students do very well from ACIT, and you'd be hard pressed to go in 10 years in any industry down here and not find somebody who graduated from ACIT in a doctor's office, working somewhere, who's making us proud. And it's because of the generosity that we receive from community members, from local entities that give money to our students. So thank you on behalf of ACIT staff and administration. So thank you again.
Stays for a moment. We also have John Donadio from NJAC, I believe, on the line.
Yes,
John?
sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's good to see you. I'm sorry I can't be in Atlantic County today, especially since we've got like tornadoes and locusts and all the kinds of things going up here in the northern part of the state. But I just want to congratulate the students. We get a better group of candidates every single year. I want to thank you, the county executive and the board for all of your support. And I want to thank honestly the Atlantic County Institute of Technology for their support. Not only am I grateful to work with them on the scholarship, but they are active participants and formidable participants in our cook-off challenge every year. And also this year, we did our first a cappella sing-off, and they did an amazing job. So I just want to thank the leadership there. And again, thank you. Congratulate our students. And also big thanks to all the corporate companies that just continue to demonstrate their generosity. This wouldn't be possible without them. So thanks again for a couple of minutes today, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And we certainly congratulate all of you that have done so well in studies and been able to earn these scholarships, because I know, being a parent myself and kids in college, how expensive it can be. So I certainly congratulate you on your hard work, and we wish you all the best in life. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. Anyone like to say anything?
I would like to say just like a few thank you words. I really appreciate it, especially since like I applied to a bunch of scholarships online, and sometimes you don't know how just how reliable they are sometimes.
Correct.
And I wasn't able to get many of them, so receiving this at the scholarship night really meant a lot, especially with somebody who can't really get that much financial aid in the first place. So it does mean a lot. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? Sorry, we all have a little mic fright. Well, again, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Good morning. Come on.
I'm gonna have to get in the very, I'm going to have to get in the very back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going the end. I'm not running the end, am I?
You guys, you just stand behind Parker.
Ready? Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Think bees.
And you guys don't have to stay for the whole meeting. How about that? Thank you.
Darn.
For the rest of your summer, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. You're usually next to me, but it's all right. I showered earlier too.
Now that everybody knows that.
I told you this.
Okay, moving on.
Lights.
Our grants section of our agenda. I'll entertain a motion that we combine and adopt resolutions 361 to 368.
Moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bertino,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R Days,
Yes.
C Days,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Ruffio,
Yes.
Schenker,
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. First, professional service agreements. We have number 369 and number 370. I'll entertain a motion. We combine and adopt those as well.
Moved.
Second.
Okay, move them second. Any discussion on them? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bertino,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R Days.
Yes.
C Days,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Ruffio,
Yes.
Schenker,
Yes.
Risley.
Yes, and of course, as always, each of these resolutions that has to do with funding have all been reviewed by the Budget Committee. And we recommend approval. Okay. Moving on with competitive contracts, number 371 to 373. We'll entertain a motion to combine and adopt these.
Moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R Days.
Yes.
C Days,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Ruffio,
Yes.
Schenker,
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. Moving on. Under bid contracts. Chair will entertain a motion to combine and adopt 374 through 376.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion on those contracts? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ruffio.
Yes.
Schenker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes, under change orders, we have 377 and 378. Chair will entertain a motion there to combine and adopt.
Moved. Second.
Any discussion on these change orders? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ruffio.
Yes.
Schenker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. Under miscellaneous, we have a number of resolutions from 379 to 393. Chair will entertain a motion to combine and adopt these.
Move.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on those resolutions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ruffio.
Yes.
Schenker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. Okay. Please read Resolution 394.
Alternate method contract for professional services with Fox Rothschild LLP for the provision of legal services, amount not to exceed $70,000.
We've
Second.
spoken with our counsel for the board, and he recommends adoption. You want to comment any further?
Yes, Chairman, if I may, after receiving correspondence from the county on your direction, I had correspondence with the counsel for the prosecutor's office regarding this and the board's concerns. We did receive correspondence in return. Based on that correspondence, the board may move forward as appropriate.
Any other discussion? We need a motion, don't we? We didn't have a motion.
Motion.
Thank you. Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days.
Abstain.
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ruffio.
Yes.
Schenker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. Please read 395.
Alternate method contract for professional services with Blaney Weinberg and Curio PC for the provision of legal services, amount not to exceed $50,000.
Move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. The same comment.
That's
Counsel?
correct. That's correct, Chairman. Yes.
Recommend adoption. Please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days.
Abstain.
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ruffio.
Abstain.
Schenker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion to combine and adopt Chapter 159s, 396 through 405.
Move.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on these? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ruffio.
Yes.
Schenker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion to combine and adopt appointments from resolutions number 406 through 411.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? As always, we're very grateful for those that give of their time to serve on the various boards and entities of the county. It's very much appreciated. And any other comments? If not, please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ruffio.
Yes.
Schenker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes, we have a couple of roadway solicitation resolutions, 412 through 414. You please, we need a motion to combine and adopt these.
Moved. Second.
And moving second to combine and adopt 412 through 414. Any other commissioner comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Bertino.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
R. Days.
Yes.
C. Days.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ruffio.
Yes.
Schenker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes. Okay. Under written communications and petitions, has anyone received anything they would like to share with the board at this time? Any reports of committees of the board? Anyone have any reports they would like to give about any committee?
Chairman,
Please.
I just want to make mention that I think it was about a week ago, that a number of us toured the workforce development, and I want to thank them very much. It was extremely educational for us, gave us a lot of knowledge, and we've had a lot of input from other individuals where we could share much of the information that Fran and his staff were able to give us at the time. So thank you very much, Mr. Coons.
Chairman Risley.
Please.
Just a quick report. We did have a Bridges and Roads Committee meeting this week, brought up to speed with all the ongoing projects around Atlantic County, and the progress report on such. You guys have received a copy of the Bridges report.
Yes, we did.
Your individual emails.
Quite a long list.
Yes, it is.
Got a lot going on.
Anything else under that topic? Reports.
Mr. Chairman, for Education and Schools, Leeds Avenue, I received an article in a report of Leeds Avenue School in Pleasantville. Over 600 students at Leeds Elementary School in Pleasantville immersed themselves in Holocaust education. That happened. The teacher who organized it, her young lady's name is Tamar LaShore Owens, Leeds Avenue, and the 3rd and 4th grade students during the month of May were immersed in Holocaust education, and she received an award. The Commissioner of Education, as well as the NJEA president, was in attendance. I'm going to give that young lady a shout out for her work in Pleasantville, Leeds Avenue School.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else? I'd just like to add that there will be a committee meeting, a jail committee meeting will be Friday, the 31st at 3 p.m. Okay. Any unfinished business, new business? Hearing none, we'll move on. Okay, we're into public comment. Anyone who would like to, that's attending in person, would like to speak, now is your opportunity to speak on any particular topic. If you are attending virtually, would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand. I will call upon your name. A request to unmute will be sent. Please state your name and the town you reside in. You will be presented 3 minutes to speak. So at this time, the meeting is open to the public. Yes, please, come to the podium, please. Mayor, it's good to see you.
All right, I'm just going to put this paper out of the way. Guys able to hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. My name is Vince Sarah, Mayor of the City of Brigantine. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Wanted an opportunity to speak about the Brigantine Promenade. There seems to be some confusion going on regarding, I guess, the promenade, and I wanted an opportunity today to come here and try to resolve that. I feel like this is turning into something that it doesn't need to be, and I know that we wanted to try to get ahead of it. We've spoken with a number of county commissioners about this. There's a number of people from Brigantine who wanted to come here and speak tonight. Rather than having hours of testimony, I asked if I could come here on the behalf and try to speak so we can explain what's going on and move to a resolution. Mr. Chairman, I know that you normally keep people to about 3 minutes. May I have a little extended time
Yes,
tonight?
of course.
Thank you. I appreciate that. One of the things I want to say is that we have always had a great relationship with Atlantic County. We appreciate everything that you guys do, and we want to continue that great relationship. In fact, even on Saturday, I did an video interview with the Brigantine Times, and they asked about the promenade. So I gave an update. Here's where the county's at. Here's the work that the county did. I even thanked the county executive at the end of it for the outstanding work that is being done. The relationship that we've had has always been very positive. So you can imagine how taken back we were on Monday when we heard the executive's comments on talk radio. Rather than getting in a back and forth on talk radio, we don't want to do that. I figured it's more constructive to sit down and talk and work. I have tremendous respect for our county executive. I've known him for more than probably about 30 years now. I have a lot of respect for everything he does, how he runs the county. And I've said this to many of you, and I've said it to people in my town. And I mean this, and I'll say it again publicly. He is one of the best county executives in the state of New Jersey. No one cares more about Atlantic County than he does. He's been a good mentor to me over the years, and he's taught me a lot of lessons, especially about how to run good government. One of the most important lessons I think he ever taught me is when you are dealing with complicated issues or anything major, always put it in writing. Communicate in letters. This way, there's no confusion. Everything's exactly written out, exactly said. There's clear timelines, so there's no confusion down the road when people come back. And that is really what we do. One of the things that I want to share with you guys too is the communications. So on talk radio, and I'm just going to touch a couple issues, it was implied by the county executive that the work on the promenade wasn't being completed because Brigantine failed to properly communicate with the county. He also stated that the issue really just kind of came to his attention about 1 or 2 weeks ago. What I hold in my hand right now is a number of emails and letters that we have communicated with county administration and with the county executive dating back to September 29th, 2024. So this is almost 2 years of emails and letters. So I don't understand how we failed to properly communicate that. Copies of these correspondence have been shared with Commissioners Risley, Burns, and Days. Brigantine will share copies of the rest of this with everybody so you can have a clear and accurate record of everything that's going on. Our understanding is that the promenade is county property. The promenade is county property. It does protect the county road. There's work that needed to be done. So when we recognize there, I don't know if you guys know, probably in 2022, 2023, there was a car accident, car hit the rail, they did some damage, county came in, did an outstanding job of fixing that. At that time, it was noticed by both Brigantine and Atlantic County that there was work that needed to be done out there. Brigantine found a grant, and this was a federal grant for the American Rescue Plan. It was the Boardwalk Preservation Fund, and it was a grant for $1.2 million. We found that grant because we wanted to help the county get this work done. We got the grant, we filled out the paperwork, we got everything ready, except Brigantine could not apply for the grant because the promenade is county property. We went to the county executive, we went to county administration, we asked the county to apply for that grant, which our county executive gladly did. He's like, whatever I can do to help, I'm going to do. We're going to get this done. And the grant went through. I will tell you, I don't know 100% what the total cost of the project is. My understanding is we got a grant for 1.2. The project might have come in at about 1.8. I could be wrong on those numbers. That's from conversations. So I know that the county put money behind this. So we're trying to do work to help, and we've always had a good partnership all the way through. There's work that needed to be completed by the county. And in the county's press release dated February 26, 2024, this was a joint press release between the city of Brigantine and the county executive and the county. And it's still on the county's website if you want to see it. It talks about the work to be completed. It says that the money that comes in is going to be used to repair broken, chipped, or missing sheeting. I'm not sure that all of that work is completed. It's to install code compliant handrails. It's one of the issues we had questions with that we sent letters with is the way the rails are put together. LED light poles. The lights have not worked since the county put them in. Now, one of the things I've told a lot of people in the community, and if you look on social media, it's in writing. I've talked about how the county executive has had the contractor come back several times to try to fix those lights, and we're still trying to work through it. So our understanding is we're working in good faith. ADA compliant access ramps and railings. There's issues with some of the ramps. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but erosion came in, wiped out one ramp completely. A second ramp is going to continue to erode, and the third ramp was pulled out of the job. Replace missing benches. That was on Brigantine. Those are our benches. We've completed those. And provide additional jetty stone as necessary to deter any further storm damage. This work isn't fully complete. When we recognized there was an issue with the job, I actually personally called Commissioner Rich Days. And I said, hey, Rich, there's an issue going on out here. Can you take a look at it and find out what's going on? Because I don't want the county left holding the bag if you guys close out this project and this work isn't complete. Rich said he reached out to county administration. He was told by county administration that the work was considered complete and the project was done. So we sent a letter out to the county requesting a walkthrough. I'm going to come back to that, but it just seemed like there's a miscommunication in our mind. Is like, look, if you guys come look at this, you're going to clearly see that work's not completed and it needs to be done. Again, we're looking for a partnership. For the ramps, the one wooden ramp on the north end, and this is part of the frustration for the people who live there. The wooden ramp on the north end, we were told by the contractor, was pulled out of the job. In the quantities, I think it was 20 feet of ramp. It actually needed 60 feet of ramp. So rather than completing, it was pulled out. The ramps left half constructed, half not constructed. Part of it was buried. It's been eroded away. So the county closed it. People were upset. They don't understand why, if it was a 60-foot job, you just complete a 60-foot job. The other two concrete ramps, as I said, one was destroyed by the first storm. This is something that we actually brought up to the county, and I have it in an email in one of the county meetings when the design was being done for the concrete ADA ramps. One of the things we recognize is the county is trying to provide good access. This is an area of hotspot erosion. It typically erodes. If you put concrete structures on sand and the sand erodes underneath, it's going to fall down. We actually suggested that the county should do a redesign and should probably keep stairs in that area. That redesign didn't happen. ADA ramps were put out there. First storm that came along took out the first ramp. The second ramp that's further up in the erosion is eroding. It's going to come down. So those three ramps at some point in time will be unusable. So that note was in September of 2024 that we reached out to the county to express our concerns with the design of that, because we were trying to save you guys the headache of what we knew would happen, because we live on the beach every day. The other thing that's come up through this process is the Promenade Agreement between the city and the county. This is a 50-year agreement starting in 1997 and goes until 2047. In the agreement, the county is clearly responsible. And I'm not going to read every document, but I do want to read what the county is responsible for. It's a paragraph, if you can give me a second. The county is clearly responsible. The county shall be responsible for repairing any or all structural damage which may occur due to any reason except for the acts of negligence by the city of Brigantine, its agents, or employees. And the county will adhere to the specific maintenance requirements which are addressed in the state aid contract for this project. So when it comes to the major repairs for the promenade and upkeep, according to this agreement, it's the county's responsibility. When it comes to day-to-day maintenance, sweeping, cleaning, things like that, that falls on the city. So now when the county is trying to renegotiate the agreement, it appears to us as if now that there's a lot of work that needs to be done, the agreement now clearly states that we're responsible for all this work. I don't think that's fair. I've sent that in letters. There's been correspondence between county administration, our city manager, myself, and our county executive going back and forth. And I really think the idea of this really wasn't presented well. The way it came across was, hey, there's all this financial burden. You're now stuck with it. It wasn't, hey, we need to take a look and negotiate terms that work for everybody. And sometimes it's in the delivery. We're open to negotiations, but it needs to be a fair negotiations and things need to be taken into consideration. And the promenade itself should be in good working order before this is turned over to us, right? Like you can't say, hey, there's repairs and now take it over. So on September 29th, 2025, the county sent an email to our city manager looking to renegotiate those terms. We've gone back and forth. We've been very clear that we're not going to take on the financial burdens of that. Like, it needs to be repaired, it needs to be replaced, it needs to be correct before we can take that on or even agree to negotiate to take it on. One of the things that was brought up was the county's financial responsibilities to other municipalities. It was said by our county executive that he will take on the responsibility of fixing everything, but it's going to upset all the other municipalities that he's responsible for. One of the things I want to say that this is really a question of tax fairness. Brigantine sends over $20 million a year to the county in county taxes. Over a 10-year period, it's $200 million we send to the county. It's unreasonable to expect the taxpayers of Brigantine to pay that much in county taxes and then expect us to take on the maintenance and financial responsibilities of that promenade. You know, like, that's what we start to look at too, the amount of money that we send to the county. Some of that money needs to come back to the county for projects like this, for things like this. I know the county repaved our roads. We're very grateful for that, but this is a county property, and that's something that we want to discuss and clearly have on the record. May 18th, on May 18th, we sent a letter to the county saying, hey, listen, there's issues with this. Come do a walkthrough. Our county executive, Dennis Levinson, saw the letter, said absolutely the county should come do a walkthrough. He worked to set that up. Everybody came down. And this was our impression. Like, once you see this, you're going to realize this isn't us just giving you a hard time. There's real issues here. County came down June 11th. So June 11th, the walkthrough takes place. The city, Brigantine, sent a follow-up letter to memorialize the walkthrough and clearly state our understanding of what was discussed and reviewed. On June 26th, the city received an email from the deputy county administrator indicating that the county intended to address the issues, but she made reference to an MOU that would be sent to the county. And this is something I'm going to come back to, because this is where we have a question and a concern, right? There's a project, there's work that needs to be done, but we're still dealing with this MOU. So almost 7 weeks later has gone by and there's no work that has been completed. So we know that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but residents are starting to show up to our council meetings. There's multiple social media posts online, like daily, people blasting the county executive. And I've said to many of the commissioners, in my opinion, you guys have done so much work to try to move this forward and get it done. You should take a public position, letting people know what you've done. No matter how much I talk about what you've done, until they either see the work completed or they hear directly from you what you've done and what you're up to, they're not going to believe it. And this is where a lot of the anger comes from. And I find this in the absence of information, people assume the worst. And this is something that we're trying to get all on the same page about. And here's where I wanted to come back to that point. At the end of the county executive's interview on Monday, he said something along the lines that the work will be completed once Brigantine accepts and signs the MOU. It almost seems like it's a condition of fixing the promenade that we have to accept an agreement that we don't agree with and that we think puts an unfair burden. I don't believe that to be the county's intention. I don't think anybody sitting here intends that, but that is what was said, and this is what we want to correct. There's things that need to be fixed. The county's working to address it, but people need to hear from the county what you're doing. It needs to be clear whether or not Brigantine is expected to sign this MOU before any work is completed, and we need a clear path forward. And as I've said, we've always had a positive relationship. Each and every one of you have always been there. Every time I picked up the phone to talk to you, to help, to get advice, to get something done. And that's why I said this is growing into something that it doesn't need to be because of the public anger on the absence of the information. So what I'm asking for is an opportunity to get this resolved, for the county to put out a clear statement on what their intentions are. And I guess one of the things I want to know here tonight is Brigantine expected to sign the MOU or the agreement that has already been sent to us as a condition of completing this project? I want want to follow up on my question. Are we expected to sign this MOU before the project's completed? And I'll ask it to either the commissioners or to county administration.
Well, let's start with county administration first. I'm sure they have some comments to make, or engineering.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The communication to the deputy mayor, I believe it was,
Yeah, it was our deputy mayor, Ryan.
okay, was a conversation to, confirm that we had met and that we were working on the changes. It did reference an MOU. However, what it would be actually is a first amendment to the agreement that you mentioned.
Are we expected to sign that as a condition of completing the work that's on the promenade?
No.
Okay, so the work will be completed and Brigantine will have a fair opportunity to negotiate this.
Indirectly.
I just want to be clear, we'll have a fair opportunity to negotiate this agreement.
Oh, absolutely. So,
Okay.
I mean, the discussion has always been that the county is going to come to the city of Brigantine to, speak to you once this agreement is in place, or First Amendment or MOU or whatever it would be referred to as. Yes.
Okay, because in the
Absolutely.
draft that was already sent to us, the original draft that you sent to us, it took most of the maintenance responsibilities of the promenade that the county was responsible for and shifted it 100%, it seemed, in my reading of it, 100% to Brigantine.
Right.
And that didn't seem fair or equitable.
Right. And that's, you actually returned it or refused to
We
sign
did,
it,
yeah.
which we understand. We do have these issues that were brought to our attention about completing the project, and we are moving forward with that. And in the meantime, this between, getting quotes for the work that we needed to complete and getting answers from the manufacturer of the light posts that have been having issues, it takes time to meet with the departments and write an amendment. And then our plan obviously is to meet with you.
Now, is that something that county administration is able to communicate to the public? Because a lot of people don't know that this is happening and they're getting angrier and angrier every day. People don't see the county taking action. And I think that absence of information is causing a lot of unneeded frustration.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we have been in communication with the city. Most recently, you got an update on the light posts and the answers that we had gotten from the manufacturer. I would speak to the chief of staff, the executive, to make the determination on how an announcement would be made
Sure.
publicly. Absolutely. And I'll take your recommendation for certain.
No, I appreciate that because I think people do want to hear from the county executive. And that's what I've said. So much has been done, but people don't know what's being done. So they're getting angry and it's turning into something that it doesn't need to be. And we want to avoid that because I see the hard work going behind the scenes. In government, a lot of this is negotiations and we take it through the process. But I think when it was presented that it was a condition of work, I think that really took everybody back. So what I hear you saying tonight, that the work will be completed. It's not a condition of completing the work. And the city and the county will have the opportunity to negotiate an amendment to the agreement that's in place and something that is fair and works for everybody involved.
Yes.
All right, perfect. And then the other question I have too, and this is probably good for county administration, with the 3 ramps, one's destroyed and gone, one is going to fail. You get another major storm, it's going to fail, and one's half done. Is that work, let me start with the 2 concrete ramps. Will they be restored to stairs? Like, is there a plan for that? Or is it just to leave it closed or leave the ramp there until it falls?
So again, I'm uncertain of the street number. I think that the ramp that was built and then was destroyed in the storm, due to, and I'll let our county engineer answer the detailed questions about that. But my understanding is with the erosion, the continued erosion of the beach, that will continue to be an issue.
Which is why we had stairs and we had recommended that those ramps in the first place weren't a good fit. And I think in 2024, we had recommended that. And I have it in the follow-up email we sent to the county. but that's why we've always had stairs in those two locations. The other ramp that is further south is a similar design. That area, as you said, but it's called hotspot erosion. We go through erosion and we don't put big structures out that way. We use stairs because the stairs can handle the erosion, and there was jetty rock that protected them. And then on the other side, if you notice, the ramp goes the other way and it's protected by jetty rock, but that ramp's half completed because I guess at one point in time it was buried in sand and now it's not. So I guess let me break it up. Is there a possibility to have stairs replaced where the one ramp is missing?
Currently, that is not included in our plan.
Okay. And for the other ramp that, as erosion continues, will fail, what's the plan for that?
I can't speak to that because I'm not familiar with that ramp. When we did the walkthrough with the city, we spoke about the ramp or the stairs, the ramp that had been damaged by the storm that was removed, and the north end ramp, the ADA compliant ramp. So I'm not familiar enough with the ramp that you're speaking of more south.
It's something I would suggest, if you don't mind, if county engineering can come down, we can have our engineer meet with you. But it is going to be an issue, and this is where we don't want to get stuck. We've had concerns with this. We brought it to the county. The design went forward and built as is, and we don't want to get caught with this because now it seems that the conditions of the new agreement places all of those responsibilities on the city, and we don't feel that that is fair or just.
Do you have a comment about that ramp?
So, I wasn't aware that, the ramp, I guess I think it's 11th Street you're talking about?
Is it 11th?
Yeah, I wasn't aware that one was having issues.
It
Nobody
is.
brought that to my attention.
That's
We
why we're
talked
talking.
about the 13th Street ramp and
Yeah.
we talked about the North End ramp.
Yeah,
The 13th Street ramp was the one that washed out.
it did.
And when we reevaluated it for removing it at high tide, there was no beach. It was underwater. So there was no way to rebuild anything there because it was underwater. You can't have access to the water, directly to the water. The north end, that was mostly buried under sand. We had decided not to do the concrete ramp there because of the issue we had at 13th. At the time it was evaluated, the structure was in decent shape. It had
Right.
railings. It was actually probably 3/4 buried under sand. So we felt that that one was okay to stay. We were unaware that when it got closed, nobody told us it washed away, the sand had washed away and that it got closed until May, when we had the meeting in May. Or
Just so you
we
know,
had
my
the
understanding is
notification.
that that's been exposed for some time. Like it's
Yeah.
not new that ramp.
I mean, that's
That's what I'm saying. That's why we're
I
all
was
trying to get
given
on the same
pictures
page.
from
Yeah.
last August and it was still under sand at that point. And that's when we were under construction.
Yeah,
That's
I think
when
it's
we
been
were,
exposed for a while, like part of it, but it's,
Yeah.
and we go through replenishments. We're probably about 2 years out for the next replenishment. So then when the sand comes, this is why we use the stairs in those areas, because the stairs can handle, because on low tide, people use it. On high tide, obviously you're not walking into the water, but once you do the replenishment, now people are going to need that beach access. So this is why we typically do stairs and what I'm going to call the two front beaches.
right.
And this is why we do the ramp on the other side, because this is how it works. And we're looking for a way to resolve that, because that's one of the things that people are upset about is losing beach access. And I don't know if you realize, people who go to the beach are very territorial. I was a lifeguard for 19 years. You move the lifeguard stand 10 feet, they're mad. No, this is where I sit. So realize you have a whole community that this is where I go to the beach. And even though they could probably go a 1/4 mile in another direction, they don't want to do that because this is their beach. It's their home.
Well, as far as the north end ramp, we are working through that with
All right,
the
perfect.
contractor. And we're actually have our engineer doing additional design to extend it, since currently there's a couple foot drop off at the end of that.
Yeah.
So we're working through that part.
And that's great news. And that's why I
Yeah.
said I feel like if the county communicated, they don't want to just hear from me because I say it and they don't believe me. But I think if county administration, county executive, county commissioners are like, look, here's where we're at, here's what we're doing. And I never want to put a timeline on things because, you put a timeline, when things goes wrong, people get mad. But if people knew how hard you were working, if people knew what we were working towards, there would be a lot less anger. Now, obviously, some people are going to be angry. This is their summer. They wanted it done before summer. The expectation is like, look, I think we first talked about this in March, and here we are almost August. So that's where I think a lot of the frustration's coming from, and people don't understand those timelines. Like, if you knew about this in March and on May, why isn't it fixed by Memorial Day weekend? And honestly, we're at the point now where it's probably not going to get fixed till after Labor Day. Right? If you're just in engineering, just in design, I don't know if you have to bid it. And that's government moves slow. I tell people all the time, government moves slow. It's not a criticism. But people who don't live this every day don't understand this. And this is why communication is so important. And it's why I'm here today, to communicate. I need an opportunity where I can be with county administration, county commissioners. Let's all get on the same page. Let's talk. We have people from the public here who are here, so they understand that this isn't a fight. This isn't a battle. This is governments working together, as we've always done, to try to solve problems. And that's really what we're trying to get at. And one of the things I really try to do is not go on talk radio. It doesn't help. Conversations with good people who want to get things done, that's what makes the difference, because at the end of the day, we're all here to represent the people. And that is the expectation of everyone who's sitting here. So I appreciate knowing that the work will get completed and we're not being forced to sign the MOU. I understand we're going to sit down and negotiate this MOU. And what I hear today is that the north end ramp, you guys are in design, looking to go out to construction. I'm going to leave the ramp that's gone, maybe under evaluation. Maybe there's something we can talk about and work at. But I would like the county to look at the other south end ramp, because I do think that could end up in the same situation depending on the timeline of our next replenishment. But that will always be an area of vulnerability depending on the storms that come through. And we understand that the county can't be everywhere. And that's why us as local government try to work together, because we live this every day and we want to share with you guys what we know so we can work to get things done for everybody. All right, so I want to thank everybody for their time today. Commissioners, I thank you for the extended time today to come talk and work this out, because this is what we do. Good government talks, works things out, and moves together in a positive way. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
can I address
Commissioner?
Mayor?
Yes.
So I just want to make sure I'm understanding this. You got problems with the ramps, you got problems with lighting. Are there any other issues out there? Has the
There are,
contractor
yeah.
done his job?
So there are a number of issues. I can share with you the letter. I didn't know if everybody wanted me to read the laundry list, but the number one issue I'm going to tell you is the lights. Number two issue is the beach access. There's issues with the railings, and I can get that to you. And where the railings, there's like a, I don't know what to call it, but like a composite board that runs under the railings. When the contractor put in the new railings, they didn't line up with the old holes. So all the old holes are left there. So you see all these holes that are in place.
Okay.
And there's other maintenance issues that are there. We will share, Brigantine will share with you all of the correspondence that have gone back and forth in the city's letter, especially the one from May 18th. I think that it lays out the specific issues that are of concern, and it goes into a little bit more detail.
So you would call these punch list items?
I mean, you're more of a contractor than I am.
That's what I
but
would call them?
I would call them, things that need to get taken care
Okay.
of. Yeah. And that one ramp that I mentioned on the very south end, I think that we get a major storm, that ramp's going to get wiped out like the other one.
Yeah.
And this is why our recommendation that it needs to be on pilings, needs to be reinforced, or honestly, probably stairs might be a
Okay.
better choice. But that's more of an engineering thing. So I know
Yeah,
enough
so
to get myself in
that's-
trouble.
What I'm driving at is the contractor's responsibility, and to
Okay.
be honest with you, is this job been closed out? Okay, so they're still on the hook. Because when you said something about you're reaching out to the manufacturer, are we reaching out to the manufacturer or is the contractor?
The contractor.
Okay, all right. When you said it that way, I
I mean,
didn't
we're
understand.
involved in the talks.
I understand.
I mean,
So we
you're
think it's a manufacturer's defect and they're trying to work their way through it. All right. Do you feel as though the contractor's being diligent?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of talks. It's been
Okay.
back and forth with the manufacturer. The manufacturer is not local. I think one of the representatives is in North Carolina.
I'm going to North Carolina next week for my company. I bet you it only takes me one airplane ride to get there. So they can come back up here anytime they want, and take a look at this. Sometimes the contractors got pushed a little harder to get this done. So that's where through all this and when I'm hearing, okay, we got design issues. Mother Nature doesn't like anything. And Mother Nature will call the shots here. But when it comes to a project that's not done properly or finished properly, that's a whole different ballgame here. So I'm glad to hear that this is not closed out and they're still on the hook for this. And I hope that we're pushing them to get this done as quickly as possible. So, thank you,
Commissioner,
Mayor.
thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
If there's no other questions, Chairman. or Mr. Hayes?
Mayor, sorry, May 12th was the one email, and I was told that was pretty much substantially completed. There were still a few punch list items to address. May 20th on the Roads and Bridges agenda, it was the same response. There's still a few punch list items to address. I emailed September 9th, the county administrator. Here's my email. Since Hurricane Aaron, one set of steps is damaged and the other has not touched the sand. It's not touched the eroded sand. Has an insurance claim been filed? And are the steps going to be addressed? I got a response back, a couple of responses in October. I was told that the claim was filed, submitted to Vanguard Insurance, and they were going to considering steps instead of a ramp. That was September, October 2025. May 2026 was the email, told there's still a few punch list items. 1 month later was the walkthrough. 6 weeks later, still a few punch list items. I'm just concerned as
Yeah, I agree.
Commissioner Shanker said about the time frame and the apparent the delay, right? And what was, and I hope it's not the case, but what you alluded to was that the city did not sign the new MOU. All I'm concerned about is that it's been at least 3 months. Well, not even, it's now, that was May. So it's the end of July, it's August. And we're still talking about the punch list items that need to be completed. I get the lighting, the fixtures, there's a gasket. I was reading all the emails apparently, but there are several other items, the handrail, other things that have not been completed. So I'm just concerned about the timeline. It's taking way too long.
From what I understand, there's also some public safety issues as far as the decking and the handrail and stuff like that. That goes into a whole nother world because it's open.
That's what some of the residents here want to talk about. It's
open.
the north end ramp. Yeah.
So if it's open, it's deemed complete. That's my point. You don't do work on something that type of structure and allow people on it when it's not done.
Right. So the ramp,
That's a risk.
Yeah, you have the promenade. The ramp itself, there's a board that says, I don't know, do not enter or something.
Yeah, I
but
see
people just climb over, people go. And I know some of the residents here, they look at it every day. And I think they're very concerned that someone could get hurt out there.
Because there's a sign there, I'll let the lawyers handle that.
I know, I'm just telling you. And that is, and I think, that is one of the issues is we want to make sure that it's done properly and that if it's open, that it's in
I've
proper
seen some
use.
pictures of it and I'm going to go out there, but I've seen some separations, some severe separations in the boards and stuff like that. And we own that.
That's our concern too. And I wasn't going to get into, I think there's other maintenance concerns, but there are other maintenance concerns out there that need to be addressed, but that's probably a better discussion for another day. But there are some other maintenance issues that need to be addressed.
Thank you.
I know that Commissioner Days kind of brought up too, and that was our question about, I know an insurance claim was put in for the ramp that failed, but then is that insurance money? And that's not something you have to answer tonight, but I don't know if anything was received, claimed, put back into it, but that's, I guess, a question that city council had as well as the community. So people are curious about the insurance claim.
Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
So an insurance claim was filed, but we did not receive any insurance money for that claim. What we did was we ended up paying from the grant the cost to remove the old structure that was damaged from the storm. So we did not receive any insurance money for that claim.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Yes, that should clear up some comments.
Chairman.
And
Oh, absolutely, because I hear it all the time. Trust me.
Chairman?
Yes.
I just have a quick question. So you mentioned a number of items that have been on a punch list for, some time now. My question is, can we get some type of a timetable. I don't know what we're, to put out there so you're aware
Yeah.
of, it seems to me there should be some type of a timetable for something that's been on a punch list. What are you saying, for like a year?
No, since
What?
May.
May? Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I was thinking of the September date, but still, it's still quite a bit of time for something to just be, in my eyes, I'm not a contractor. I'm not in construction, but I would think that the contractor should be able to give us some type of a timeline. Is that possible?
So, as far as I know, the punch list items that you're referring to, in my first meeting with the city on June 11th, I think was the date that was used. That was when we were identified, they identified a couple of items, some that were more priority, some that, just didn't look nice. So the holes in the planking from the old rails, we did have a price for that to get fixed. So, we're noted that, but that's not a safety concern, it's just how it looks. And they pointed it out, and they're very fair that, the holes should be taken care of, and we're gonna be doing that. There was also an item about a railing and how it stuck out with the on-ramps from the city, from the street to the promenade. And we are also addressing those. They had asked if we could round those edges because they were concerned that residents might walk into them the way they were. And it really looks like they protrude very, long into the boardwalk, but in fact, they're up to code. But we did say that we would get a price and we would make those changes. And then the stairs or ramp from the 13th Street, we did talk about that, as you know. And then we also have a price, and you heard Doug say that we're in design for the north end ramp for a beach access. So that timeline, Doug, do you have a timeline for the design?
I do not.
Okay.
I would have, I know the project manager is currently on vacation, so we have to reach out to him next week.
But we will. We'll work on a timeline. I will take into consideration the recommendation for communication from the county, and we will work on getting that information out. We have done a lot of positive things for the promenade and for Brigantine. And it does, I was out there and actually I thought that the promenade and the railings and the lighting, if it worked, were all beautiful. And we've had some compliments from residents that have said that the light poles there are, very nice. The manufacturer has mailed the gaskets to the contractor, so they are on way. So I'm hopeful, and then I think the contractor also wanted to come and do on-site, just to make sure everything else was working properly. But those are also going to be, taken care of shortly.
Line everybody up. Thanks, Don.
Any other commission comments?
Yes, just a related question.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
North at the end of the boardwalk, who has that responsibility for protecting the dunes? Is it Brigantine's sole responsibility?
I'm going to jump in.
Go ahead, please.
I'll help you out. I'm a beach
Please.
guy. Yeah, so the county right of way, I believe, ends at the end of the promenade. When you go north of that, part of that is Brigantine's responsibility, part of that is the state, but it's all overseen by the Army Corps of Engineers and DEP. So any changes, anything that needs to be done out there, we have to get their permission, their blessing to work with, and that's how we do it. And there's a whole nother project I could tell you about, but I don't want to bore these guys. Thank you.
So I just want to know who's responsible for that.
So
part.
that would fall under the Army Corps, the state, and Brigantine in partnership. We're stewards together of that dune property.
Okay. There's really only one person can be responsible.
You would think that that's
A
not how government works.
triumvirate doesn't work very well.
Yeah, that's how government works. They force us to work together. Commissioners, thank you so much. County administration, thank you so much. We look to moving forward on all this, and I appreciate all the questions and help that you guys have always provided. Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, sir, Paul.
Good evening. My name is Paul Lettieri. I'm the second ward councilman, in the city of Brigantine, and the promenade is within my district. So I field a lot of the questions, a lot of the emails constantly coming to me. When's this happening? When's that's happening? A lot of the homeowners who rent their homes are losing the rentals because the people are balking and saying, wait a minute, you can't, there's no beach. You can't get down onto the beach. I have a handicapped mother with me. I was expecting there was going to be a ramp there. Now I can't get there. And let me just give you a little bit of the human side of the promenade. They already talked about the unfinished handicap access ramps, the interoperative lighting, the dangerous railing endings that jut into the thing. You could walk into them, especially if you're carrying something or a small child. God forbid they bump it and drop the child. I mean, these things can all happen, and we see it every day. You got to understand the use of the promenade. The promenade is basically used by the elderly, the infirmed, handicapped, wheelchair people who can't make it to the beach. So their only sight of the ocean is to be able to roll their wheelchair up there and sit there for however long they would like to sit. Okay? And these people are being denied because they don't have access. And I don't think it's fair. And this has been going on for such a long time. The other thing is families with small children running up there barefoot. Those holes that we talked about, they're about that big where the old posts were. A child could go up there and stick his foot in the hole, break a foot, lose a foot. I mean, this is all stuff that we're looking at and saying, who's going to be responsible for this if somebody gets hurt? It's made worse by the lack of working lights. We had perfectly good lights there. They were beautiful. Stained glass tops with sailing ships and gaslight type design. And they worked perfectly. It was never a problem. These lights, the minute they turned them on, they blinked like strobe lights. And that went on for a couple nights till people said, please do something about these lights. This is ridiculous. So they disconnected them completely. So now we have no lighting. So now you're up there at night with all these treacherous things and you're walking in the dark. The other thing is I'm fielding complaints from homeowners and landlords alike with disgruntled people saying, why is it taking so long to complete? You know, they started a year ago or better, and we're still no better off than we were 6 months ago. And I was there when you came out on the 11th, and we looked at everything together, and you agreed with us that there was issues, that there definitely were some safety issues. And just on Sunday alone, I was sitting up there with my nephew, and I'm watching people, the ramp that we're talking about that goes down and then ends, all they did was put a board across it to stop you from going down. And there's a Ace Hardware sign that says, keep off, okay? I see people lifting beach carts with infants in them over the top of the thing and setting them down. And they're going like, oh, you help me, I'll help you. You know, help me get my family across. And this is what goes on day in and day out. And more so now that we're into the summer months. So we're really here tonight. We need your help. We need to put some pressure where pressure is due.
Understood.
I hope you had no plans on coming and visiting your promenade in your present condition. We'll make sure you can get up there, though.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time. And please, whatever you can do, we would certainly appreciate.
Mrs. Caterson, how are you?
I'm Lynn Caterson from Absecon, and I chair the Absecon 9/11 Committee. And you all, the next to last resolution, allowed us to have a coin drop the beginning of August. I'm sure you all know this is the 25th anniversary of 9/11. We will be inviting all of you to both of our ceremonies. As you know, we do one at 9:30 for the 8th graders and anybody else who wants to come, because those 8th graders have no idea of what happened. In fact, one little fella after last year's ceremony said, Gee, I ride my bike past this memorial all the time. I had no idea what it was all about. So I do want to thank you for the coin drop. We are going to have a 25th celebration like you wouldn't believe. Honor guard, rifle salute, taps, riders. It's going to be great. I also would like to know who I need to contact to use the county cones that are in a storage bin behind our American Legion. You? Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Also, the committee wanted me to bring you a thank you. We have made 25 anniversary stickers. They show the two towers like our memorial. And Mr. Chair, if I may give them out, I'd like
Please.
everyone to have one. They're not
may.
decals, they're stickers. So on a notebook or whatever you want to do. But I do thank you all, and I hope to see you all at least one of the ceremonies in Absecon. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you for all your hard work on that project. I'd just like to say, and I don't want to speak for all of us here, but I think all of us on this committee board want to see these punch list items done as quickly as possible. We want to see it done. We want to see it completed. We know about safety issues. We know about lawsuits. God, we know about that. Lawsuits and safety. And of course, the seasonal economics of Brigantine. We want to do all we can to get this thing fixed and do right by Brigantine. So please take that for what it's worth. I think as a whole, we agree on that. Anyone else like to speak on any topic?
Hi, my name's Lori Goldsmith. The seawall ends in my driveway.
Okay.
So with the ramp at the north end being closed off where people have a harder time getting over, they resort to walking through my driveway and climbing up onto my, well, it's not landscaped really nice, but onto my bricks that I have there, over the seawall and onto the beach. And my point is going to be, if anything is closed up, people are going to find a way. Today I told a couple of people that I was coming, and they sent me videos from up at the next entrance onto the beach. And I was absolutely horrified. I thought what I was seeing where at my house was bad. They're climbing on the rocks, on the, like the dunes there, not the dunes, but along the seawall, and climbing up the boards and then over the railing on only one slip. And they are going down onto the rocks and hitting their head. So I urge you to please get this punch list done, get some beach access for us. I think the easiest one is the ramp at the end, the north end, to get that open. So at least, 2 blocks people can come and get onto the beach and walk up that way, because we are territorial. You want to go in front of your house. You don't want to walk down after you live here. So that's my main thing. And the other thing I'll say is the storm was August 21st of last year that wiped that entrance out. So we're almost a whole year. And it feels to us like it's just a couple boards and some sand. I know it's more for the engineers and everything, but it feels like a couple boards and some sand to let us get back on the beach without getting hurt. So thank you for everything you do, and hopefully I see you all out there checking it out soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak?
Everybody know, I really wasn't planning on saying anything today, but as far as the north end ramp where Lori lives and a lot of people are going down and going over there, we know it's not going to be fixed this year, replaced with the new plan, but I believe it's in good enough shape that there could be a temporary fix to open that up, because you have the disabled people can get down that ramp to that beach. It's also a dog beach, and it's a very popular beach. So I'm asking for maybe a temporary fix so that we can open that up for the rest of the season. if possible. That's all I got. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? Not, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moving second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're at the part of the agenda for the good of the order. Does anyone have any items for the good of the order?
Mr. Chair, I missed my
Yes.
opportunity in new business, so I'm going to ask for it now. Can we get a report from the COB building elevators from administration?
Yeah, the elevator will be the one elevator that the engine or the motor malfunction is being repaired, and that will be replaced by Friday or Saturday. The other elevator, which when we got the new motor, we were anticipating, we held off on replacing the other elevator until we got the new motor. We got the new motor, everything went in place, and the motor malfunctioned for a week, and the new elevator will be done within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So by Thursday, Friday, or by Friday or Saturday, the one elevator will be in place, and the next 2 to 3 weeks, the other elevator will be in place.
Thank you.
Anyone else under the good of the order? Not, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.